Most people think that money problems are money problems. But what if it's a mindset problem, wearing a money mask? Today's guest is Freda Nkansah. She moved from Ghana to Belgium at 15 and built a business. Hit a moment where it was basically do or die, and discovered something that changed everything.
Because in 2016, my business was in a huge financial issue. And so it was like a do and die issue, you know? I wasn't growing as much, you see, because you can only take your business to the level that you grow as a person. That you need to be able to have an abundant mindset to take your business to that level. And of course, everyone who follows you to that level. Just before COVID, actually, I got an opportunity to be on an online course with Tony Robbins. And he was talking about really personally developing yourself and having this abundant mindset. I listened, I took a lot of notes. And when I finished, I look at myself and I look at my situation and I look at the truth he was speaking. And I was like, yeah, Freda, you have been the person stopping yourself. Success is there, but we need to master it. So success has to be like our nature.
Yeah.
And it calls for mastery. Mastery on every level. If I'm not disciplined in myself, I will not be disciplined in how I manage my money. I will not be disciplined how I show up in life. I will not be disciplined in many things. When something becomes comfortable, it's a sign that you have learned everything that you need to learn there. Now push yourself to the next level and learn new things. So constantly having the trigger of putting yourself outside of your comfort zone is how we grow. Because you mentioned this, Jackie, and I completely agree. There is a difference between gathering information and actually executing the information.
Yes.
And we get results only when we have executed that information.
Financial freedom, what does it mean to you?
That's a very good question, because financial freedom means different things for different people. Once you get to that level, you really live in a freedom, life of freedom.
Let's welcome Freda Nkansah. Freda, what a beautiful name. Who gave you your name, your mom or your dad?
Both. So it's customary where I come from in Ghana that your parents name you, and usually they name you after a grandfather or a grandmother, usually somebody who is elderly. So they kind of seen their lives and they love what they stand for, and so they name the kids after them. But in my case, I was named after a woman that was a friend to my parents.
Okay.
And so they love what she stood for. She was apparently a very courageous woman that did a lot for the community. And the name Freda, from freedom, actually peace. Yeah, they loved it. And so that's why I was named after her.
That's a beautiful, beautiful name.
Thank you.
When did you move to Belgium?
1992.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
Long
was
time.
I was 15 years then. The official language in Ghana is English, and if you go to school, to secondary school level, you get sometimes to choose for French. So Dutch was completely new. So, but at the same time, it was a joy because we got to be with my dad at that time, who had come to Belgium at that time. So after many years, so yeah. That was fun.
So explain a little bit about yourself, your story,
Yeah.
before we dive into what the podcast is really about.
Yes. So as a child growing up in Ghana, my dad was in the armed forces. Well, in Africa, it's a little bit different than we know here. So it was not really like the army, and it was not really like the police. So they call it task force. So we traveled a lot. And I remember at the time, my dad was like, well, if we have to carry you everywhere with us, it will be quite difficult. So they put me in a boarding school at a very young age. I think I was about 8 at that time. Yeah. Which actually proved to be a very good thing, because then I get to associate with people. You know, at 8, you find people who are big enough to kind of defend you if you get into trouble. And it taught me how to be very independent at a very early age. And so when afterward we got to join with my dad in Belgium, with my two other sisters, so three of us. My mom was not around, but because of that independence, we could actually live with my dad very smoothly.
Okay.
Girls will always be girls, but I think we're okay.
Girls have a different bond with their father than boys.
Yes. And it went quite well. So I came here at the age of 15. I had to start with the language of all of us, of course. And we had such a great family. My dad was living then at Westwezel. So we had a great family that actually took us in, a Belgian family, and they helped us to accelerate in our learning Dutch.
Ooh.
So before we could actually register for a school, they took us in and they were teaching us the words. I remember I had to learn 1, 2, 3 all over again in Dutch, the alphabet. Yeah. Those were really, really interesting years in Belgium. But looking back, we still have a connection with that family. I'm so grateful that they took us in and helped us to develop that. I think there are less families doing that these days, but we got the privilege to actually have that. So, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. So, money and the money mindset.
Yes. Well, I grew up in an environment where we believed, it's good to have money, but not too much. Like if you can pay your bills and you can eat, it's okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I always find it very exciting to always go a step further. So when I discovered my mindset about money, I was more of a poverty mindset person than abundance mindset person, because that's how I grew, just enough to get by. And I actually, you could actually hear it in how I spoke, how I related to things, But then 10 years ago, just like you said, of course, I came here, I went to school, I finished university, I took a job. And then when I was about to have kids, I just said, okay, my job is not 9 to 5. So let me do something, side hustle. Let me start my own business. So I started a cleaning business, which I've been doing for now 18 years now. But when the business grew, we grew very fast. I got to a time where I realized we were not breaking through as much as we were when we started, And I discovered this was because I wasn't growing as much, you see, because you can only take your business to the level that you grow as a person.
Okay.
You need to be developed enough mindset-wise. When I say develop, I'm talking about your mindset. You need to be able to have an abundant mindset to take your business to that level. And of course, everyone who follows you to that level. And so I discovered, I didn't have that. So my business was kind of fluctuating. It would go up, come down, go up, come down.
But you didn't realize at that time yet that it was the mindset.
I didn't.
No. Okay.
I didn't yet. No, I didn't. It was during COVID, because I saw the signals, but I couldn't really tell what is happening, And yes, you do courses here and you do courses there, but it was my own lead that was hindering me from taking the business to the next level. Yeah. So I discovered this during just before COVID. Actually, I got an opportunity to be on an online course with Tony Robbins, and he was talking about really personally developing yourself and having this abundant mindset. I listened, I took a lot of notes. And when I finished, I look at myself and I look at my situation and I look at the truth he was speaking. And I was like, yeah, Freda, you have been the person stopping yourself. And it's a very confronting truth, but that was the truth at that time. But the issue was that I couldn't afford financially to enroll in that course at that time, though I loved what he was sharing. So what I would do is anytime there was an online session, which wasn't that much because that was like a teaser, I would still plug in and I would follow, listen in, apply some of the things they were doing. And I saw it was working. Because up until then, I was very reactive. If anything went wrong in my business, I would be looking for who did this. Whose fault was that? You know? But when I now began to look at myself in the mirror, I begin to see, well, as a leader, everything falls and rises with you. So if you do a good job, put the right structures in place, then people will only follow that. But if there is no structure and nothing is in place, of course, people will always do what people do.
Yeah.
And when they get tired, they will leave. Yeah. So those were the things that challenged me. And COVID came to help me because as at that time, everything went online.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah.
So there was much more access to these top coaches online. And so when I followed Tony Robbins, but I also followed Gracio, he works with Tony Robbins sometimes. And then I discovered that even in Belgium, even though they are based in the States, what they discuss usually it's a general wisdom, but if you want to apply it in your local place, you need somebody local because those things are a bit different. And then I had the privilege so in my search, I came across Carl van der Velde.
Yeah, he's very known here. Yeah.
He also talks a lot, about kind of putting yourself, always challenging yourself to do more than you're doing. Excel, grow, do the things that other people wouldn't do. Yeah, put yourself up there. So I followed a few of his courses and I was like, oh, this is in Belgium. He is in Belgium. He is familiar because he's also an entrepreneur. So he knows how businesses run here.
Yeah.
And what he's talking about is basically what Tony Robbins also stands for and what I believe is what I need. So I registered the first time.
Okay.
And then I went the second time. So I even ended up being in their master mind course where we traveled to Marbella. You know why? Because we're going to talk about money. When you are in an environment that have put such a lid on you, it's good to put yourself in another environment that will challenge you to come out of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Staying in that same place, doing the same thing and expecting a different result won't do it.
Yeah, won't do it. It won't work.
Do it. Yeah. So that is how the whole journey kind of evolved. It's been an amazing journey. And I wish I could have done it earlier before.
It's a journey, but on the other hand, it must have clicked like, okay, I'm my own bottleneck because of my scarcity mindset. So when did it click for you?
Well, I think two ways we learn. Yeah, what I believe, two ways we learn. You either learn from other people or you learn by going through it yourself.
Yeah.
The last one can be very costly. And I was almost there. Because my business in 2016, my business was in a huge financial issue. And so it was like a do and die issue, you know? When you have a lot of responsibility, other people on your payroll that you are responsible for, and you find yourself in financially difficult situation, well, that is not a time to hide it or have pride. No, so I was searching for answers. Because I was in a very, bad place.
Yeah.
And in that search, you now find, I think when you are in that position also, you are more receptive. Well, at least you should be more receptive because you need help.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I was at that point, I was open to learn. Because I have done everything I could do as a person. I thought I could do as a person. So if that is not helping, then I need to go out there and look for the solution. And I was more open to learn, because what I had done that far was good. I could be better. And it's not in one head. Yeah. As at that time, I was doing it with all my own experiences and knowledge over the years, working for companies and all. But my company had grown to that extent that I needed external input. So I I had to be humble and willing enough to learn. So the awareness that there was an issue, I think that was the first solution. Having the awareness that this is a problem that I can't solve by myself. I need help. Yeah.
That's awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's beautiful that you call it that way, because yes, it is absolutely awareness. And there is a certain point where we stop growing because lack of knowledge, lack of awareness to grow, because we need also awareness to grow.
Yeah.
And that we absolutely need other people to help us to outgrow ourselves, actually.
Yes. Yes. They wouldn't necessarily kind of give you like a ready-made answer. In my case, that's what I found out. It's not that when I went to those courses, people were there like, do this, do that. But I listened. I listened to their experiences, where they had challenges, how they broke through. And you learn. You can say, okay, so this is not unique to me. This particular issue is not unique to me. Okay, so this is how other people tackled it to get to the next level. Actually, in the process, I read a book about numbers. I learned to also read more when I was in that situation.
Okay.
And the book was talking about when your business gets to 1 million in turnover, these are some of the challenges you should watch out for. When it goes to 3 million, these are to be able to go to 10 million, there is something called a black hole that you will come into, and you need to learn how to navigate that black hole to take you to the next level. These are all information that you will never know if you sit in your small corner.
No.
And feel pity because you think, oh wow, why is all this happening to me? No, it's happening to everybody. It's just they're not talking about it because you are not in the sphere, you are not in that environment to be able to pick it up. Yeah.
And also, I think, that there's not enough discussion going around about this topic.
True.
I know a lot of people that did Karel van der Velde, that went to Tony Robbins, and so many other wonderful coaches, and still they don't implement what they learn. And I think when you go to seminars like that, because I'm a geek like that too, I go to seminars, travel all the world, it's investing in yourself. But if you're investing in yourself, you also need to implement what you learn. And I think that's a bottleneck a lot of entrepreneurs face, that they don't implement because they don't have someone around them to make them accountable. And I think it's beautiful, the journey that you've done. First an online course with Tony Robbins, and then a couple of other courses, and then you finally, it clicked, like, I need someone here in Belgium that speaks the native language, and that is here navigate our laws and how money works in our country here, because in every country there are different rules, and it applies different rules and different organizations. I think it's so beautiful that you explain this, because what I want to give with this podcast to all entrepreneurs is that when you're stuck, you're not stuck. You're stuck in your mind. That's why your business is stuck.
Yeah.
And when you want to get unstuck, you need to be guided by people and investing in yourself that know how to get you unstuck, how to rise above being stuck. And we also, many times we call it here in Belgium, hitting a plateau, and then you stay on that plateau, and then you rise again, and then you hit another plateau, and you stay on that plateau, and then you rise again. So, I think it's so beautiful. And I think that there's really not enough people that talk about this.
I agree, because if we know if enough people talk about this, it will help many people to be more resilient, because I find out people easily give up because they think it's finished, but it's actually not. It's part of the process.
Yeah, it's part of
like I always tell people jokingly, well, I've overcome this challenge, but I expect one is still on its way coming.
Yeah.
It's like surfing the waves,
Yeah.
When you finish one wave, another wave is coming. So my responsibility is to make sure I'm preparing myself for the next wave.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah. Oh, and it will come, the next wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is part of life.
It's part of life. Wave. Every time when I think there's a wave coming, I'm gonna think about you.
Yeah, economical wave, financial wave, relational waves. Life is full of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, absolutely. When we first talked, you also mentioned financial freedom. Financial freedom, what does it mean to you?
That's a very good question, because financial freedom means different things for different people. Personally, for me, that is a point where you get to, where you don't have to work. You don't do things because you need money for them. Yeah?
Yeah.
But you do them because of purpose.
Yes.
You're driven by your purpose.
Yeah.
And that's why we do things, not because we need money. You understand?
Yeah.
And once we are at that point, the money follows. Because now you're doing whatever I'm doing. For instance, if you're a customer of mine, I'm serving you not because I need your money per se. I'm serving you because I see a need and I want to help fulfill that. And of course, when your need is fulfilled, you will be more than glad to pay me for my services.
Of course. Which is also a different mindset for many people. Yes, because I'm there as well. That's why I started a podcast. First, I needed to be ill, of course, for over 3 years. And almost went home.
Because your time was not, heaven says your time is not finished.
No, go back, you need to do a podcast. Oh my God. But it's true, when you're driven by, and it's not, because I think this is a little bit wishy-washy. It's not, do what you dream of.
No.
Because that's not the issue here. No. It's like, do what you, that it's a feeling stronger than yourself.
Yeah.
It's something.
That is why I use the word driven.
Yes.
It drives you. Yeah. When you wake up in the morning, that is what gets you out of your bed and keep you going to do that thing that you need to do.
Yeah.
You don't need anybody to tell you, oh, come out and do it. No, because it's like fire in your bones.
Yeah.
And it keeps you awake. You think about it. You move about it. How can I do it better? That is for me. Once you get to that level, you really live in freedom, a life of freedom.
Yeah. And what is that for you?
So for me, it started when I now realized, okay, my business is more than having customers and workers, and you get it.
Yeah.
Now I need to focus on my vision, the reason why we started in the first place.
Yeah.
And I have to revisit my why.
Yeah.
Yes, because why did usually I have a certificate in financial economics.
But it's totally different than this
company. Yeah. Why did I do that?
Yeah.
I did that because when I gave birth to my son, I was also looking for services, somebody to come and help me, and I couldn't find any. The companies were literally not answering your emails to even tell you, oh, we've received your email and we'll get back to you. That was how bad it was in 2007. So I was like, okay, so if they can't have a decent company, there are a lot of us, and if they can't have one decent one that will even reply to people, that's what I want to do. So that was my why, to make a difference. Not that I'm going to be big, mega, but to make that little difference. That's why I started, because I could have done many other things, but I started that. And in the middle of the growth, I lost sight of my why.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it. I do get it.
I needed to revisit it.
And then you did that before COVID?
Yeah.
2018.
2018, 2019, thereabout. And so to be able to come to the place where you serve people, you need to grow.
Yeah.
Because customers are not always easy.
No.
But you cannot be fighting your customer.
No.
Workers are not easy, but you cannot be arguing with your workers.
No.
I need to grow.
Yeah.
As a person, I need to grow. I need to grow emotionally. I need to grow mentally. I need to be able to handle issues that I can't run away from situations. I need to face them and deal
take
with them.
take responsibility
and deal with them as they come.
The way you say it here, the approach is completely different, but then you get completely different results.
Thank you. So doing that, because most of the time we do it the opposite. Like, this is my product, my service, buy it, and I will cash the money. And it works for some time, but then after it stops working. But when the focus is, okay, how can I better serve my customers, potential customers, put things in place like, this is the procedure 1, 2, 3 we're doing when the first clients come in. This is the impression we want them to have. This is the feeling we want them to have. Mind you, that's why I also picked comfort masters. We want clients to experience comfort. When we come to clean, we're not just coming to clean. No, we want you to enjoy the comfort of your home. So that means we have to have eye for detail, be able to give them the services that other people wouldn't give. And that requires us to constantly go check our services. Are we still doing what we say we're doing? Revisit it again. Are we still doing it, or have we shifted? Do we need to come back on? That is, most of the time, that is actually what I do. That's my job.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to kind of have procedures and not follow through on them. It's not because there is something written on paper means everybody is following it.
No.
You get it.
Yeah.
So that is what I do. And in the process of doing that, not focusing solely on the money, money comes by itself.
Yeah.
Because satisfied customers pay their bills.
Of course.
It creates abundance, but the focus is not on the money abundance. It's on, how can I abundantly serve my customers?
Yeah, abundantly serve the customers. Oh, God.
And then all the rest follow. Also with our workers, how do we abundantly serve our workers? Because I always say they are our faces at the clients. Clients doesn't see me that much. They call, but they don't see me that much. But they see our workers. If they are not happy, they are not satisfied because of how we treat them, and they are there at the customers, that's what we give them is what they're gonna express at the customers.
Of course.
And that wouldn't be good for us also. So yeah, it's give and take. And that is what abundant mindset that leads to financial freedom. That's how you run it. I'm now talking solely in terms of entrepreneurship, but it's in life, in every aspect of our life. That's how it runs.
You're meeting up with once a month with a group of people to talk about money mindset, and you do it once a month online.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do
We do, yes. So through all this episode I told you, a real episode, I now realized that I wasn't the only person facing those challenges. Like you said, we talk too little about these things, financial freedom. People are actually shy to talk about finances, not to mention you come to the point where you're financially free. Many people don't want to talk about it. If they know it, they don't want to talk about it. If they don't know it, they don't want to talk about it. So, normally, if we talk about it enough, those who know can teach those who don't know. And those who don't know will not be shy to ask those who know how it's done. After my whole episode, I was like, okay, that means I'm not the only person in this situation. So we need to get people who are also going through those kind of challenges and see how we can help each other. Just awareness. Bring people to that awareness. Like, money is not scarce.
No, money is
Because
not
that
scarce.
was what
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
taught
Yeah.
growing up. Money is scarce. Money does not grow on the trees. You know, those kind of expressions. So you grow up thinking, well, money, some people have it, but some people, they were never meant to have it. But it's not the truth. Money is not scarce. When we look at even creation, nature, everything is in abundance.
Everything is in
Trees are
abundance.
in abundance. Sun comes when it needs to. Everything is in abundance.
You know what I was thinking this weekend, actually? We're in a place geopolitically.
Happening.
Yeah, and Belgium is not in a financial good state. Actually, I was thinking, how can people feel abundant about money when you're living in a country where
There is
the
scarcity.
government is living with a money scarcity mindset?
Yeah. Well, the whole situation is a problem, but every problem has its solution.
Of course.
And from the little I know from my time in Belgium that I've observed, these are accumulated issues over the years that
Over
have
the
gotten
years, yeah.
us here.
Yeah.
So it's a structural problem. So we don't expect to solve it
In 1 year.
year,
No,
or 2 years or 4 years.
No,
You
no.
get it, yeah. It can be solved.
Of course.
But of course, it requires that everybody cooperate and everybody have an open mind about it. There is no scarcity. It's just that the money shifted differently. So now we need to get it in the right place. So it can be well.
I believe 100% in our Prime Minister. He's really good. He already proved it in 10 years with Antwerp. So I know he can do it. But will he have enough time? And I'm not someone that talks about politics on my
No.
podcast, but it's about money right now. And it's so important that money needs to be led.
You know what they call money? Currency.
Yeah.
And what does currency do? It moves.
Yes.
Money was never meant to be hoarded, to be put in one place. It's supposed to flow, circulate. And like the right word is to circulate, move around. All that is happening can be very frightening, but I think there is no need for panic.
No, I don't think so either.
People should not just begin to panic and start saying, let me keep my money here, let me keep my, because then there will be no circulation.
Yeah.
The economy needs money to circulate.
Yeah, of course.
To be able to run.
Yeah.
Putting it on one side or wouldn't help it. And of course, the expertise of those in authority, those in power is very important. But I think even despite their expertise, we, the citizens, have a big role to play.
Yes, we do. And we need to grow.
And
we need to grow our mindset.
Thank you. You understand? We need to grow. We can use this as a storm to elevate.
Yeah.
Or we can say, okay, that's a storm that we will let it crush us. Or we can say it's a storm that we're going to sit down, not just talk, but just study it. And, okay, what can we do better? What can we do differently? How can we shape this? How can we move this? And that will help all of us.
Yeah.
Because I always tell people the system Belgium is unique in our social system that we have. I mean, you
definitely.
don't see it anywhere.
No.
It was set up to be like a solution in time of
crisis,
need.
of need.
Crisis.
Yeah.
Temporarily.
And a safety net.
Know? But when we are able to keep it in a flow, it will restore itself.
Let's go back to the meeting with your group.
All right. So we call ourselves, the organization is Success Mastery. You see the name Success Mastery.
Okay.
Success is there, but we need to master it. So success has to be like our nature.
Yeah.
And it calls for mastery. Mastery on every level. If I am not disciplined in myself, I will not be disciplined in how I manage my money. I will not be disciplined how I show up in life. I will not be disciplined in many things. So you see. And so the idea is to really help everybody to know that there is abundance of resources, abundance of connections, abundance of help. But we have to go on the search. It won't come to me when I'm sitting in the confound and the comfort of my home.
No, it's not coming. No.
So I need to constantly be willing to put myself outside of my comfort zone. because that was literally what almost was my demise, the demise of my company, because I was not comfortable. Oh, the money is coming in, I have my clients. And it's very easy to be comfortable. You do the bare minimum because you don't need to do much to get much. But as a person, you don't grow like that.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
When something becomes comfortable, it's a sign that you have learned everything that you need to learn there. Now push yourself to the next level and learn new things. So that sometimes it will mean getting yourself in different groups. You don't know anybody. You need to learn to connect with everybody afresh. Sometimes it will mean, go on a trip that you have never gone before. Read a book that you have never read before, that you will naturally not read, but now you're reading it because you want to get an information you never had. So constantly having the trigger of putting yourself outside of your comfort zone is how we grow. And so when we come to these sessions, whether on Zoom or once every 3 months live, the idea is constantly get people out of their comfort zone. So what we do, sometimes we'll say, read this book. We will recommend the book we are all reading. And we'll say, okay, now, during this event, we want you to talk about your experience about the book. What was the information you got? How have you been applying it? And how have you changed your life? Because you mentioned this, Jackie, and I completely agree. There is a difference between gathering information and actually executing the information.
Yes.
And we get results only when we have executed an information. An information that we just know is like a library. It's just placed there. It's doing nothing. But once we use it, you cannot say, okay, it works or it didn't work. But you have tried it. And then you can actually advise somebody on how it worked or didn't work for you. But you can only do that when you have experimented yourself. So that is, with those meetings, that's what we try to do. And we see more and more people getting more courageous, stepping out of their comfort zone, doing new things. Talking about money. So when we started, everybody was like, I don't have money to do this. I don't have money. Like the usual talk we talk.
Of course.
Well, I can't afford this. I can't afford that. So we're like, okay, so do you have a budgeting system in place? Do you have a budget? And they were like, what has budget got to do with me not having money? I'm just telling you the money is not enough. How can I have a budget? I'm like, that is why you have to have a budget.
Of course.
Because a budget will help you trace your spending. And most of the time, the things you spend money on are things you don't want. You don't need.
You don't need.
You don't need them. And so we started and we're like, okay, start by putting 10% of your income every day aside. At the end of the year, they were like, oh my goodness, I have an emergency fund in place. I have paid my debts. I have done this and I've done that. And they are more freer. You understand? But they didn't do anything extraordinary.
No, they just put 10% aside. Yeah.
So scarcity of money is not that far as we thought. It requires discipline, yes. And of course, like a team, we hold each other accountable. That accountability is very important.
Yeah.
Because I remember in the beginning, some were telling me, oh, I'm doing it. I was watching, how can you be doing it and you still having the lifestyle you like me? That's how I think, are you still buying those things? And so are you sure you're doing it? So one time we came to the meeting, I was like, okay, now everybody pick an accountability partner. So every month you have to show them the bank statement that you have done it. And that was where we now finally started, because now somebody is holding you accountable. And the excessive spending. Yes, of course, when you work hard, you have to treat yourself. But some of the things we buy, we don't need them. And we end up every year throwing them away because we've not worn it for over a year. You don't need it again.
No.
And so those little discipline, and I now see that there's a lady in our group. I love her because she has so experienced what those little disciplines could do for her financially. And of course, because she is financially strong, she can now also afford to help other people. And she told me 4 people I have helped to also set their budgets and are also following the process. Now, this is more for me that money can buy.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's, yeah. If you can change the quality of someone's life, it affects not only that person, but their family and their children and the next generation.
Exactly.
And that's why we do it. Life is so much more than us as a speck on earth, than just we as an individual.
Sure.
It's not, that we spend time here on earth. It's how we spend it.
Yeah.
And who we spend it with.
Wait, I agree completely.
Oh, this is so incredibly beautiful. Do you let more people in this group?
Our 3 monthly live get together, we actually announce it a lot on social media. So everybody is welcome to come. The Zoom, the online calls are also actually open to everybody, but we ask for a commitment. So once you come to the online meeting, you must be committed.
Of course.
To do the work.
Yeah. To do the work.
To do the work.
We'll put the show notes in the description here below that you can follow it.
Of course, I'm not going to ask you to show me a screenshot of whatever, but the engagement must be there. Why? Because your change will impact another person. So
absolutely,
it's not totally voluntary.
This is a question, because they always say, you're the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with.
I agree.
So in this journey of your growth journey, did you change the 5 people that you must surround yourself with? And I'm not talking about family, of course.
Well, the thing is, when you grow, you don't really have to chase people away. But when you grow, people automatically leave because they're not comfortable again around you.
No, it's true.
What you talk about or what they talk about, it doesn't synchronize again. So, eventually those people that are not in that next level you are, they automatically leave, and they leave as friends. You don't need to fight with them.
No.
They leave as friends, and so the equation solves itself.
This is so beautiful because it happened with me as well,
The equation the focus should be on growing me.
Yeah.
And all the rest will solve itself.
It will solve itself.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Did you also start along the line? Did you learn how to invest or or explain a little bit about that?
Even though I have a financial degree, you will assume somebody who has a financial degree should only be investing. But I really didn't start investing until maybe just 5-6 years ago. Because, like I said, my mindset was not one of abundance. My mindset was be happy with what you have today. So, day to day. But when I now got to understand that, look, life is not only about you.
No.
Having too much doesn't mean you have to have too much. That means you have enough to help other people.
Yeah.
Family, people closer, whatever, but you can help people. So, an investment is actually, when you save, is good because you now, emergency, you are not in trouble. But when you invest, your money now begins to work for you. Your money makes money. Yeah. And so I started learning. I really started, yes, through the bank you can do it also, but I personally started learning, what are the things that are good to put your money in. You don't want to take too much risk, but you also don't want to just be saving, because the percentage on savings now these days, it's not even equal the inflation rate we have.
No.
So only saving your money, you're actually losing money. Yeah. So like I said, I started getting contact with people who know more about these things. But I think I started, first of all, by investing in ETFs. Why? Because it's a collection of stock. So if even 1 or 2 are doing bad, the rest are doing well. So you eventually end up well.
Yeah.
And the percentages are fair. You can go up to between 6-9%. It's okay. It's still better than nothing. And then when that one was settled, I now come to look at a more riskier, because now you can afford to do more riskier, because the more risk you take, the more returns you have. But you can do it because there is a balance. Yeah, you have your less volatile stocks, and then you have one that are a little bit more volatile, but the balance makes it more unique. So this is how I started. I actually went further to now we live in a digital world with digital money. People say, well, it's fake. Is that? Listen, it's not fake, because even in Dubai, you can pay with cryptocurrency. So that is how the world is evolving. I'm not saying do it, but at least study it.
Study it, yeah.
Get
See
to know what it is
the opportunity
about.
of it.
You
Yeah.
understand? Learn it. You don't lose anything but by learning how things are moving differently. Learn it.
Yeah.
And if that is a vehicle you want to step in, start small, but start with something.
Yeah.
And do it. But first, learn it.
Yeah.
I don't like it when people stay on a distance. They have not done any research about anything, and they just criticizing it just because a neighbor did it and it went wrong. You didn't know which research the neighbor did.
No.
And the neighbor's experience shouldn't be your experience until you have studied it.
Yeah.
Talk with people who are doing it. Talk with them. Don't be shy.
Yeah, totally agree, 100, because
talk with them. How did you start? How did you do it? How is it going? What do you do when the prices go down? Like for me, in crypto, I understand one thing. I'm not an expert, but I know when the prices go down, when people are panicking, for me, that's opportunity to buy.
To buy, yeah.
It's discount.
Yeah.
So that when the prices go up, you can take your profit.
A couple of weeks ago, we had a network event with international people, and there was actually someone talking about cryptocurrency, and she was one of the guest speakers, and she said exactly what you just say now, exactly the same.
Because that is the truth.
Yeah.
And we can't ignore it anymore. No. If you see Federal Reserve now adding cryptocurrency to their Federal Reserve, you must know that it's a wake-up call.
Of course.
You can't ignore it.
No, I'm telling everyone around me, like
study it.
Yeah.
Get to know how it works.
Also with AI, I don't believe that the money in the way it is now, I don't think it's going to stay.
No.
I think it's just going to...
The whole thing with inflation, devaluation, everything going on. It won't take long, because you see, in the States, they're already quite busy with that.
Oh, yeah.
And usually when they push things through, it doesn't take long before
it doesn't take long.
Follow suit. So I always say early adopters are the best. Don't wait till everybody is in, especially and we're not talking about Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has a limit to it. Once they reach that limit, it's now demand and supply that will be...
Of course.
That will be determining the price.
Yeah.
So don't look too much. If you have 10 euros, put it in there and do dollar cost averaging or whatever. Do it.
Do you have some advice for people that are listening to this podcast? Where should they start to teach themselves, to learn? Is there a place that you say, that's a good place to start? Just, the early beginners, without being influenced negatively.
Yeah. There are enough noise on the internet. I have to also caution that.
Yeah.
A lot of scams going on. That's a fact. But I also know there are correct people. When you search the internet, always find out what the people who are sharing those information. Research them, their background. Do they exist, or is there some AI kind of thing? Who is talking about them? I have a friend in US that actually introduced me to this, also in my time of learning. So she already knew more. So I actually became a student, and I listened. And when she now began to teach me, okay, go to Twitter, because there you can find people talking about it. You can also trace them to where they are, where they're coming from, and then see what they've done, because don't let anybody tell you to do something they have not done. Yeah. So see their results, and if their results are appealing to you, learn.
Yes.
Let's start with learning. Really, there is no secret. The more you learn, you get confident, and you begin to make better decisions.
Of course.
Because if you don't learn, even if the right person is standing in front of you, your mind will tell you, don't do it. And once your mind tells you don't do it, you're not going to do it, even if there is the right information, if it's on black and white on paper. But the more you learn, you begin to say, okay, like you were telling me, what I'm saying is exactly what the other person said. I don't know the person, but
No.
that's the truth.
Yeah.
If you come to my home, I have books about crypto, the mining, because I want to understand how it works, So take time, learn. And the more you learn, you will be amazed that all the information you need, the steps to take are there. Start with, go to coinheko.com.
Well, I'll put it in the description below here. Yeah.
Coinheko.com. There is a listing of all possible cryptocurrencies, and also exchanges, registered exchanges, so that nobody go and run with your money. Registered exchanges that you can buy the cryptos from.
Okay. That's really awesome.
So
good advice.
if you want to actually research or start something in cryptocurrency, that's the right place to begin.
Actually, this is building wealth.
Yes, and wealth is not built overnight. I'm not there yet.
No, it's not. No, it takes time.
So it's not built overnight, but yes, it takes little steps to get there. And I know in Belgium, what we are very familiar with when we talk about building wealth, we all think about real estate. And it's still a good investment. But the challenge with real estate is you need to also know what you are doing.
Yeah.
So also there, take courses and learn. Thank God there are more courses in real estate because I followed one. So yes, learn. What do I know is a good property to buy? Depending on what you want to do it with. But apart from that, there are stocks.
Yeah.
We have iPhones, we have iPads.
Yeah.
But do you have Apple? Do you have Apple share?
No.
Definitely. So everything you are buying, look to see if you can invest in it.
Actually, there's a huge opportunity right now with all the the AI businesses starting up, because that is what I'm looking for.
That's early adoption.
That's it is early adoption, and that's what I'm looking for. Who are the ones that really gonna boom and explode?
Yeah.
And Europe is a bit slower.
Always been.
But wait.
We're coming.
Wait for it. But we are coming. Actually, a couple of months ago, they was so awesome. In Denmark, there is a Danish early adapter company that started 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago with building robots. 10 years ago, a Danish company. Mm-hmm. But then he needed investors, and then a couple of companies in the US started to invest, and then they ventured.
Yeah.
And now the first tryout robots are coming out. And I saw this months ago, in a podcast, and I thought, I want to be a part of that. So if you're really looking, you can find opportunities like, this company in Denmark, because if they succeed, and I saw the robots, I know what they can do. Yeah. In a household. Yeah. And, so there's so many opportunities right now that are coming, but I always say to people, instead of sitting in front of the TV and watching Netflix, please go and do something else and put some brain food in here. Because this is what actually...
what you consume.
What you consume, and actually having a different life.
Yeah.
And what you learn, you can teach others.
Other people. Yeah. You can teach other people. Now, I like the way you said, like, if you're looking, you will find. The reason why sometimes we not find or we're not looking is because we have unknowingly put some blinds on our looking.
Yeah.
This I learned also in my journey, that when you think there is scarcity of everything, That is how you look through life. That's the glasses, the filter rather, through which you see life. So you'll be thinking, oh, if this person is doing this, then I can do that.
No.
No. But if you have the blinds on, a filter on of abundance, even where there is, physically no abundance, you will see abundance.
Yeah, of course.
You know, that is why you will put some people in a totally deserted place. And with this, I want to use the example of Dubai. Dubai is a desert.
It is.
Was a desert a
Was.
few years back. But today, when you go there,
Yeah.
it's an international hub.
Oh, it's totally international.
You get it?
Abu Dhabi, Dubai, those are the two. So many, I know a couple of people that actually left to go and live there.
I read the book of the visionary, so the Sheikh, and when you read his book, that man has huge vision.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So when other people were actually seeing a dry place, a desert, he was envisaging all he could do with that place.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it really is.
And life is like that.
Life, yeah.
Life is like, if we look at it with filters of there is scarcity and things won't work and everything is hard, and eventually that is what we will get out of life.
Mm-hmm.
But when we also look at it like there is so much more. I'm on discovery.
Of course.
I'm exploring. I'm finding them out. That is also what you get.
Totally agree. 1000%.
So I hope all of us will pick the second option. And yes, sometimes life can be hard.
No, yeah.
But the difficulties are always a wake-up call for us. Because as humans, we have the tendency of always going back to our relaxation.
Yeah, it's very human.
It's human.
Our comfort zone.
It's human.
Yeah.
So those challenges we call challenges are wake-up calls.
Yeah.
They were never meant to destroy us. No, they are wake-up calls. Like, come on, there is more in you. Come on, get going.
I always say to people, and I said it in one of my podcasts as well, that it's not because something happened to you or in your life or circumstances that defy the quality of your life or who you are. But what does is what you do with it and how you react.
True.
If I could have lay down after being sick and having one operation after the other, and I chose well, I'm not gonna lay down. No, now it happened for me. You grow, you get resilient, you stand up again, and you start to think different and do different things with your life, and then you think, let me help other people with that, because you started to see things that you didn't see before.
True. Yeah, very true. I agree completely. It builds compassion. I'm grateful for the time where things were hard, because those periods came to build compassion in me. Now I have compassion for people. Before I would say, oh, is that working for you? No, but now I'm like, well, yeah. Everybody have to visit that place one time, but you don't need to stay there.
No.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh my God, Freda, this is so beautiful. Really, it absolutely is. It will enrich a lot of people out there.
I'm glad. That's the idea. I think that's the idea of the podcast also.
Yeah.
So it's never finished until we take our last breath. Never finish. No matter what we go through, yes, and sometimes it can be very challenging.
Yeah.
But that's not the end of it. It only ends when you quit. When you give up. Yeah.
If there is one good advice that you would give to young people, what would it be?
Well, let me speak to young people like I will speak to my younger self.
Yes.
I always have that conversation with myself. Start early. All this information, don't say, oh, I'm young and I will start. When I will get there, I will see. Every opportunity, every season you are, wherever you find it, is it in the classroom? It's an opportunity to make a difference. You are a difference maker. And sometimes it can be as little as holding somebody by the hand. encouraging somebody, being the example that they need to see. Show up. And don't look at what you don't have. Yeah, I'm young, I may not have the wisdom and all that, because that used to be a lot of my excuses too. I don't have what it takes to advise somebody. No. For you to see somebody in need, that's already a sign that you have what it takes to encourage them. Use it. And don't fall for the get rich fast scheme, because it doesn't work. Because it's not about the fastness. It's about the person you need to become to be able to master that place you need to be. And so it comes with growth. If you don't become it, you can't hold it. I tell my boys, my sons all the time, people who win the lottery, usually they don't hold it for a long time because they didn't develop the skill to become the person that can handle that kind of money. So usually it's either they end up being addicts or they use the money for things that really doesn't last. And so that is to say, always aspire to become, to grow, to become, to grow, and everything else will fall in place. You attract the person you become. So young people shouldn't undermine themselves. They shouldn't say, I'm too young. Who will listen to me? Who cares? No. You have a lot to offer. But of course, you need to grow through the process. So embrace the process of growth. Don't shy away from it. Embrace it.
This is so beautiful. Wow. What an ending. And I really love that you just looked in the camera, because then you're connecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you're connecting with the audience. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, really. Where can they find you? If they would like to join the group or, send you an email, can they find you
They can find me in Success Mastery. So when you go to Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, we are there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, YouTube too. YouTube. Okay. I'll put everything in down in the comments.
Yes. Yeah. So you can follow us. You can reach out to me personally or anybody in the team because we have the same DNA. We have all gone through lows and been able to grow out. So we know also how to handle people who are coming from their lows. Yeah. It's okay to be on a low, but don't stay there. And so we help us on each person's way, because everybody is different. But the key is that you take daily steps of action. And usually after a year, you will look back and you're like, wow, I didn't know I had this in me. And that's the truth, because yes, it's in you. We're not going to fabricate anything new.
No.
It's already what is in you that we're going to help you develop it.
Develop it.
To become it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Freda. Oh, thank you so much. Really.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and making the conversation leading it so nice.